Everyone, welcome. This is JD with the Figgy Pop Culture Channel. We are now here at San Diego Comic Con 2026, and I'm just super excited to be here. I know you guys are super excited to kind of check it out, see what the exhibit hall looks like, what Hall H looks like, what are some of the cool exclusives. So, for the next 4 days, I'm going to be kind of filming different things here, and you know what? I'm going to showcase everything to you guys, all the cool things I saw here in the convention center, outside the convention center, will all be showcased. So, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead. Let's go check out San Diego Comic Con. First up, we have the AMC booth where you can actually pick up many of your exclusive popcorn buckets. Follow about the Roosevelt booth. Next up, we have 52 Toys. This is a new toy company that I'm not actually familiar with, but I do like the little blind box items. I like the little TV sets of Tom and Jerry. Next up, we have the Super 7 booth, and we'll take a look at all these figures. I like these Visionary figures. I kind of remember these when I was younger. They were a lot smaller. Of course, Super 7 has a really great reaction figure line with the Universal Monsters, Back to the Future, Micronauts, stuff like that. Alright, we're going to go over to their section that's all about mystery boxes with their Godzillas, and then to the Thundercats section. Yeah, I actually like these. These are really cool looking. The Ultimate line for their Thundercats are really detailed. They come with a lot of accessories. Now this purple monster right here, you're probably wondering where it's from. Well, this was actually part of the original toy line, but was never actually physically released. Only a handful made out to the public. So it's really cool that they're actually bringing it back for this toy line. Now we're looking at the Ninja Turtle section. I love these. I love them the most. I love their reaction figures for the Ninja Turtles. And their Godzilla, more Godzilla figures. Alright, so now here are more their music-based figures that they have here for the reaction figures. So if you're a fan of any music groups, it's a perfect place to come and get it. Alright, some more of the same with the G.I. Joes and the Visionaries and Godzilla mystery boxes. And then some of their Batman and G.I. Joe figures. Now we're getting to their bigger figures with their Big Bird and Snoopy figures, or their mystery blind box figures with Sesame Street and Peanuts. Alright, here we are. We're looking at Factory Entertainment. I really do like checking out their booth with their prop replicas, their scaled replicas. The Battlestar Galactica figures look pretty cool too. And this Airwolf helicopter looks really cool. I didn't even know they were making Airwolf action figures. That's really neat. Back with more Battlestar Galactica. Now they have their keychains and they're based on movie properties. I do like these too. They're really neat. And back to more replicas. Like these are actually bottle openers, which is really cool. And then their small scale replica swords and other items from different movies. Come on, who doesn't want the Thundercats letter opener? And these right here are actually their cosplay items that are actually made out of they're made out of soft foam, so you can actually use them as part of your costumes for Comic-Con. And some more. Here's more of your full-size replicas they have here too. And more small replicas. They are very pricey, which is why I haven't really bought any in the past. Now check out these Jaws right here. I really like the Jaws sign. I really like that they have the prop replica of the mechanical robot shark. I think that's really cool. Alright, and then up here they have the Back to the Future collection. And I love the Back to the Future collection because they've got the Lion Estates with all the graffiti on it. See if you can recognize anything that's on there. And then they got a lot of the different props. The Plutonium was actually a San Diego Comic Con exclusive a few years back. But yeah, I love all these figures. Now here are all the exclusives for San Diego Comic Con. And the animates are really cool too. Hopefully they do come out. Next we have some bigger replicas that they have here with Kit and David Hasselhoff's character. And then they have some Back to the Future prop replicas that they'll have coming out soon. I I want all 3 of these for my own collection. Alright, and then you have the more Battlestar Galactica prop replicas. These are up in the helmets. And it is really cool ET spaceship. I actually like this one. I have a DVD case that looks just like this. So I actually want to add this to my collection. Now we're at JazzInc Dioramas, and this Batman Batcave is really awesome. They also have a couple of different replicas for Batman and Batman Returns. Some of the 1966 Batman. And I guess and also from Batman Return, Batman and Robin too, and the anime Batman series. Next up, we have Beast Kingdom. I really do like these action figures. I've been seeing these more in stores lately, and they are really cool. They're very detailed. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys like these Beast Kingdom figures? Come on, where else can you get that black suit Superman right there? The Reverse Flash with the Comic Con exclusive sold out really fast. And Lobo, come on, Lobo looks badass. And here's some more of their little other figures. These are like their prototype figures. And come on, they have the oysters from the Walrus and the Carpenter story from Alice in Wonderland. That's really cool. And sad too. And some Disney mystery items, stuff like that. Next up, we're on to Hasbro. We got into the K-pop Demon Hunter section. Look, K-pop Demon Hunter Furbies. Oh, I want those. Alright, next up they have from Street Fighter, they have the action figures from the movie. And they also have an actual movie prop from the movie too. Now we're into the Zelda. And I think these are probably the first time I've seen action figures for Zelda properties. And now we're going to go into the real Ghostbusters section they have in here. This is amazing. I love looking at all these items. My wife actually recorded me talking about each of the items I had when I was younger. So I owned that one right on the top right, which is the popper and the ecto goggles. Out of this section here, we had the helicopter, the Ecto 500, and the Ecto 3. And all the Ghostbusters except for Egon, the car. Down here, I only had Egon and Ray. Never had those. Never had the Play-Doh one. On this side, I pretty much had a skeleton, and I still have those at home too. The skeleton, the purple monster, the cop, the football player, this old lady up there. Never had Janine though, and never had the firehouse. I have pretty much all those at home still right now in the box. It's crazy. That's like everything from my childhood right there. Now I want it all. All right, now we're at the Marvel Legends section, and this is really cool. They have all the different Marvel Legends helmets here, the brand new Day Legends figures, and then one of the coolest dioramas they've ever put out. It's always the Marvel Legends diorama with all their figures. There's like several layers to this whole diorama. And as we end the Marvel Legends section, right there in the top right corner, we got some Hulk gloves. Now those, I think, are the newer versions, but I remember getting those back when, I think, 2003 Hulk came out. Yeah, Those are hard to find, the original ones. All right, now we're trying out the Gundam booth. Now to the 100% soft booth. We were able to pick up a few items from here. Here are some of the stuff we picked up. Next is Icon Heroes booth. Now this one, it was supposed to be designed like a KB Toys. I was super excited to see what it was going to look like. To be honest, it's kind of a letdown. But they do have some really neat figures in here. Here's our Godzilla section. And some more of their like RoboCop, which is really cool to see, and a Contra. And then some more other figures they have here too. I like the little gremlins, the goblin guys. Alright, here are all their exclusives they had at San Diego Comic-Con. And you know what? Those exclusive pants, I wish I would have picked one up. Next up, we do have the Kidrobot booth. And let's go ahead and take a look at what they have here. We got, oh yes, this is one of their exclusives, the Patrick Star one. And then you got your, these are actually going to be available everywhere. So it's your McDonald Land figures. They did sell out of the other one. And this Bart Simpson is actually for sale. Yeah, they ran out of the Hamburglar, they ran out of Grimace as a Hamburglar in the Kidrobot booth. All right, now we're going on to Marvel booth. And here are some of the really cool suits that you can find there. These are the actual costumes from the movie. And then they had a photo op opportunity here with the Sentinel. And here was the changing costume that changed every day. So here is the more brownish color Laverian Witch. And the next day it was purple. And then Doctor Doom on Saturday. And this looks really cool. And on the last day, they actually had Doctor Doom with the green suited Latveria Witch, which is really cool. Next up, we're at the Lucasfilm booth, and they actually had this little cool prop with the little Babu Freak figures in there. They're actually robotic and they're moving around. We got the ATRT Walker right here. And then we got the costumes from Mandalorian and Grogu right here. And now we're going to head over to the Funko booth. They were actually doing trivia questions and giving away some free prizes. So let's take a listen.
Big Bully Billy is possessed by and ultimately killed by this terrifying upside-down creature named the Creature. The Mind Flayer is absolutely right! Well done, Christian from San Diego. You've earned yourself 2 pop mystery prizes. Open it! Open it! Open it! Open it! Don't throw it! But open it! Open it! Open it! All right. Christian is working through the outer lane. He's got a determined face. It's very sincere. His sweat is real. We resorted to the sibling method. A double open at the same time. Never have I seen this before in all my years of working the stage, which is all of 4 days old. Unbelievable. Some teeth going on, some fingernails going on. A key has been offered from an adjacent friend. It's frantic. They're feeling the time.
Other way. Get the teeth.
We're through the package on 1.
There we go, you got it.
A true brother indeed. I appreciate now the ridiculousness of your shirts. Thing 1 and thing 2. Very nice. They're both through. There's a pull tab on front. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Well done, gentlemen. All right, and revealing, the snake plant and bamboo. Snake plant and bamboo. What is the name, full first and last name of the protagonist character that comes in as the office manager? Michael Scott is absolutely right. See, I can be nothing if not gracious from time to time.
What's the case now?
All right, here we are. 2 pop mysteries for Tabby. Using Starfire's nails.
You want him to hold one? I'll give you keys.
Look at all this teamwork.
They'll have.
It's just like you're truly part of the Funko family. All right. The key method. The key method is dangerous because it pays no attention to the damage to the box.
Long live the king!
But quite efficient. All right. Tabby, you're going to pull that tab on the front of the box. Good luck. For $10,000, you have discovered... the Tiger Lily. The Tiger Lily for Tabby. A little bit of an alliteration game there. All right. Second box.
Alright.
All right, we are through the outer layer, and Tabby will discover your future. Here we are, pulling the tab. Delightful, and the tulip! Oh! Good news for you, because...
All right, now we're over at the Lego booth, and pretty much here you'll see a lot of their upcoming Lego sets and some of their older sets that are very popular, like the One Piece ones here. Now, the Lord of the Rings, the ones that look pretty damn sick, if you ask me. I didn't know they were making a Project Hail Mary one. That's pretty cool. And then their Star Trek ones are really cool too. Helicarrier from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Some more of the Marvel ones. This little Grogu Lego set right here. And now we're going on to Loyal Subjects. Now here's what I talked about in my videos about the exclusives. These have some really cool nostalgic toys. Looking at this, I know I have one of these in my collection somewhere. I just gotta go find it. Oh, man, this is so cool to look at. Got some plushies here from Teletubbies all the way to Strawberry Shortcake. And some more mask figures. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of these, and it's so cool to look at. So I believe the figure that I have in my collection is the one that's in that semi-truck. All right, there's the Popples and my Pet Monster figures. Here are the Comic-Con exclusives right here, the football helmet and everything. They do have some Gem and Hologram dolls too for you guys if you're a big fan of that series. Alright, now we're heading on to the Mondo booth. This is my favorite booth. I love looking at everything in there at Mondo. I just wish I could afford it. It's so expensive. But yeah, so here are the figures that were there last year, I believe. Those Godzilla ones. Now, got some more of the Panther. That Panther is really cool. There's 4 packeted turtles was available there. I wanted those for my own personal collection, to be honest. 320 is a little steep. And now they have these Ghostbusters series, 365 from the episode Sis and Ghosts. Oh, 365 is a lot of money. Alright. They do have some more Ghostbusters here, figures, some more. Oh, the Street Sharks look really cool too. I actually like their Ninja Turtle line also. And the big reveal this year at San Diego Comic-Con was their Ecto 1 that's going to fit their figures. So that's really cool. And you get a monster version of Ecto 1 too. And now these Ninja Turtles, these are amazing. I actually now want to get all 4 of these figures. Even has the frogs with them too. I didn't realize that at first. Look at these. The detail on these are amazing. Yeah, I know I collect Ghostbusters, but I do want those. Here are some of the posters they had available at San Diego Comic-Con. Now Now this is pretty cool too. This Ninja Turtle one is from the animated cartoon, and you can find all the different characters from the cartoon in here too. So that's really neat. They're like a Where's Waldo in this painting. So here are the Marvel figures they have from Mondo. I like these also. They're really cool. I do want that Jaws like bank over there, or piggy bank, or cookie jar dish, whatever it is. I do want that. Some Ultraman figures they have available, and some more Masters of the Universe. And I believe these are way more detailed and sculpted. So these are really cool. Next up, we have the Nacelle Booth. That's how you pronounce it. They have their Enterprise, their set of the Enterprise right here. It's really cool. And then, what's really neat about this booth is some of their actual figures, like the Power Lords here. I forgot the name of that one. Biker Mice from Mars. The hot dog one was actually exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con. You don't see many Biker Mice from Mars, so it's really cool to see them here. There's some more little figures they have available. Highlander toys. I didn't know they made Highlander toys. So here are the Funko Pops, the Power Lords, and now they have these. This is really cool. This is Barnyard Commandos. I don't know if you remember these. These toys were like in the early 90s. Oh, I love these. I kind of do want some of these for my own collection. Force Sectars over there. Robo Force. Now the Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I remember watching this cartoon on TV. Yeah, it's so neat that they actually have action figures from these, because they did make action figures back in the day, but these are way more detailed and a little more upscale. So, yeah, these are cool. All right, heading over to the NECA booth. So, rumor has it NECA is losing the Ninja Turtle license very soon, so this is all they have left. So these are really cool. So if you want some NECA figures, I go get them now. Now it's gonna have McDonald figures, and they're gonna actually have the Halloween costumes from Ben Cooper's from McDonald figures too. That's really neat. And again, their DC line has been pretty cool too, so I do like those. Now there's a chance to get these two life-size Chucky and Tiffany. And now, of course, NECA's also known for their horror movie figures, so there's a bunch of them here. I don't know why we're doing a Santa Ghostface. Terrifier did Terrifier dressed as Santa Claus, but now we have to have Ghostface dressed as Santa Claus. That's lame. Alright, the Fortnite Ninja Turtle figures are down there again. The Fortnite horror movie figures. And I really do like this Jason figure right here. Sorry for the blinking light in the background. Also, NECA's going to be doing some Sesame Street, some DuckTales figures. And of course, they're Muppets. So, these are really cool. And here's the black and white turtles that were available for San Diego Comic Con. Now we're at the Plastic Meatball booth. Never heard of this company before, but they have some really cool nostalgia items here. I do really like the Emmett right there, and then some of the cereal figures. Over here, they have a bunch of reaction figure type figures, little Kenner looking figures. I don't call them reaction. Reaction is part of Super 7. But yeah, some Kenner looking figures. They got the old classic cups they used to get from like McDonald's, movie theaters. Here's the Jay and Silent Bob collection that they have. And their Labyrinth collection. This is really neat. These are actually super detailed too. I might want to pick these up for my wife. And here are all the ones in their back boards. Hey, Joe Bob Briggs from... That's pretty cool. They have a figure of him. Time Bandit figures. Do you ever see those anywhere? And a big announcement to this year is the 30th anniversary of Tamagotchi. So they had a big old booth here with a bunch of Tamagotchi figures. Next up, we're at the Toynami booth. So this one, we're kind of taking a look at the Voltron figures they had here and a couple of the other little anime figures they have available. All right, we're at Premium Collectibles Studio. Now these statues are cool. I think I take pictures of these every year at San Diego Comic-Con. So, yeah, this one was almost $3,000 right here for this, and this was over $4,000. This was almost $4,000. Look at the detail on this. We'll just take some time and look at these figures here. Ones from that. I'm sure there's turtles from the movie. Little baby turtles. You go with them. It's both I used playing the arcade. Come on, look at these statues. Don't you agree? They are so detailed and so nice. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get one of these for my collection one day. I don't know when. Now these little Ninja Turtles are so adorable and they're so cute, but this diorama scene behind it, yeah, that's peak right there, and I really want that for my collection. With Doomsday on the horizon, cannot escape Dr. Doom. Alright, we're heading over to the Mattel booth. These are some of the actual costumes from Masters of the Universe. So Evil Lynn, and I believe the next one is Tila. And we do have Jim Bro Skeletor from the movie. So funny. This is actually a Comic-Con exclusive this past year. So these are the Monster High Skull Collector dolls. They're based on actual like IP from different movies. So you have like your Ghostbusters, your Wednesday, your Beetlejuice, you name it. These are super detailed and really cool. So if you're a collector of those, something you might want to pick up. Next up, we have their Hot Wheels collections, which is really cool. And then, of course, just tons of WWE figures. I'll let it play here so you can check out all the WWE figures that Mattel's ever made. And now for some of their little exclusives. I have here like their My Little Pony and Polly Pocket. This was the Raptor that was exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Here's their WWE exclusive. There's your Skeletor Jim Bro figure. Their Monster High Collector figure. Of course, K-pop Demon Hunter figures here available too. And then your K-pop Demon Hunter Hot Wheels figures. Major Things Hot Wheels, Top Gun Hot Wheel. All available at the booth. And here we're at the Nickelodeon booth, and this was like a classic Nickelodeon thing. You actually was a game to where who could like pump the most slime into the machine at the fastest. And at the very end, there was a photo op where it was like you're getting slimed. And you actually got this like slime hat. It was pretty neat. I saw a lot of people walk around it during the convention. So next up, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of the panels we went to at San Diego Comic-Con. Most of them are Hall H or Ballroom 20, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy some of the clips from all the way from Blade Runner 2099 to Spaceballs, the new one.
Blade Runner, iconic, visionary. And one character that always stayed with me, echoing what you just said, was Roy Blattey. You know, when I was young, I thought, he is so cool. And so when I was offered to play a replicant, I was like, yes, because I really want to explore a character I would have never had an opportunity, who was not human, but what is being human after all, at the end of the day. So I'm really grateful for this, and since I'm an up-and-coming actor,
He's already in the franchise. You can always kind of feel that the replicants are about to fight back. And in 2049, at the very end of the film, spoilers.
I think they've all seen it. I hope so.
But that's definitely, as an audience member, that's how I felt like it was being left off. And, in my head, I imagined there had been this great war between the two sides. But to me, what was the most interesting wasn't the battle, but it was the aftermath. What does it look like to lose? And for humans, if they're only given a much smaller slice of the pie, how do they keep their humanity?
Being funny, and here was an adult who was being completely bonkers and being accepted. And then I saw Jungle Book, and I realized people are being paid to figure out how a panther moves, a stuffy panther. And that I went, wow, growing up is actually going to be really great. Let me add.
Okay, so now tell us about Incredibles 3.
Thank you for asking that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's directed by the guy who did the voice of Emile in Ratatouille, and he's a super talented guy named Pete Sohn, and he's going to do an amazing job. And I'm writing it with a co-writer, and I'm producing it also. Co-producing.
I cannot believe this every time I say it. We have the showrunner, EP, writer-director. I don't know how this is possible, but he is making his first ever San Diego Comic-Con appearance ever. Please welcome Mike Flanagan.
My career, have I ever been willing to move forward on a project unless I have a fantastic answer to that question? And you better believe I'm not going to be going to Stephen King without an amazing answer to that question, because it was also the first question that Steve had when I said, I think this could be amazing. Here's the thing. Carrie was written half a century ago. Carrie was adapted spectacularly by Brian De Palma. It is iconic. It is untouchable. There is no reason whatsoever to try to follow in those footsteps, to try to walk on that path. However, the world has changed quite a lot. And there are really two types of adaptation. I've been lucky enough to do both in my career. One is where you take a beloved piece of material and you try to translate it to screen directly and protect it word for word as much as you can. And the other, I got to do with The Haunting of Hill House, and I got to do with The Haunting of Bly Manor, with The Fall of the House of Usher. It's a thrilling way to adapt something, and it's to take it apart into its essential pieces and use that to build something new. That is how we were approaching Carrie. That's what got Stephen King very excited about this adaptation. I think a lot of people think they know what the show is. And the biggest thing I'm excited about today is just knowing what a big surprise our Carrie is going to be. It certainly was to me. Yeah.
So I did Life of Chuck, and I was told that I was in the Planet Bam. If you don't know what the Planet Bam is, Mike works with a lot of the same actors the time again and again. And I'm in a movie called 5 Nights at Freddy's. So funny. And I was showing Mike and his sons around the set, and I said to him, I'm like, now that I'm in the Planet Bam, Like, how does that work? Do I tell you when I'm working, or like, are you gonna call me? Like, it was like we were dating, but didn't know. So it's like, and he's like, well, this is how it works. Like, I'm gonna call you, and I'm gonna want you to be in movies and or TV shows, and you don't have to do them. If you want to, great. If not, then I won't take it personally. And we have a relationship. It just means I like you as an actor. And I was like, great. What are we doing next? It's like, funny you should ask. And so he had written this. I played Principal Grail in the film, in the show, and yeah, and then that was about 6 months before we started to work on it, and had an incredible time shooting.
Any of the adaptations, the official adaptations, or even the unofficial adaptations, because I believe that Carrie White exists all over our pop culture, whether it's called Carrie or not. I think she is one of the most influential characters that Stephen King ever created, and you see versions of her pop up in so many different places.
Yeah.
So it's critical for us to be trying to approach her from an angle that we hadn't seen before. And a lot of that just came down to what Summer intuitively brought to the part. We auditioned more than 1,000 actresses for this role. In my career, we have never cast a wider net trying to find the perfect actor for the part. And what Summer brought to this was something that nobody else in all 1,000 plus of those auditions was putting in the foreground. It's such a unique and distinct approach to the character. It's such an individual thing. I'm so excited for people to get to see what she created.
Never been to school before, doesn't totally understand passive aggressive jabs from other girls.
Well, it's funny because it feels like my Carrie, goes into this very open and excited for the world, and she wants to make friends and go to school and meet people. She's never experienced people besides her mom and her dad, who is dead. But it felt like this backwards journey because for me, I've gone to public school my whole life. I've done high school now, but I experienced it all. So it's just this switch of going back to like how would I have reacted if I were Carrie? And I feel like I didn't become me until 18 or 19. Like I started truly believing in myself and figuring out who I am and what I want in life and all of the above. And so it's funny because Carrie, she comes in sure of herself, and then she's beaten down by everybody and this new world, the new landscape she's forced into. And so now she's on the self-discovery journey and kind of trying to get to where I feel I am now.
He wrote some of the best Walking Dead episodes ever, and now he's returned as the new showrunner on Dead City. Welcome back, executive producer Seth Hoffman, everyone. There he is. She plays the widow, the farmer's daughter, the hilltop hellraiser, the queen badass. It's Maggie herself, Lauren Cohen, everyone. Now, the whistle doesn't sound cool when I do it, but it does when it comes to the man walking on the stage, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. She was hanging out with the Angel of Death over on Lucifer, so zombies, I guess they seem like a natural progression. Playing Renata, it's Amy Garcia, everyone. And good news, the doctor is officially in the house playing Luis. It's Raul Castillo. Give him a warm welcome. All right. There they are.
And it's like, I'm not like an awards type of guy, but it feels like that kind of movie. It feels like a movie that is more about prestige than anything else. And very much not a Kevin Smith type of movie, but it's about a subject that's very dear to me. And then the other one that I've started working on, which I fucking absolutely love, it was turned into a fucking banger, is Dogma. The sequel to Dogma. Which has been just a fucking trip for me. I like to. The first time I wrote that script for the original Dogma, all that time I spent believing as a believer and stuff. I was like, what do I have that I feel that way about now? And I fucking figured it out. Because of it, the screenplay is fire. It's so It's angry, but not in a shitty way where you're like, oh my god, this ain't gonna be entertaining. It's entertaining. It's funny as fuck, man. And the Jay and Silent Bob stuff really took a jump because I figured out something. I can't tell, but fucking, they were always gonna be funny. But fucking this week I saw something and maybe go, that's going in the fucking movie and stuff. So I can't wait to share with y'all. I'm writing it now. We won't even start working on it until the earliest 2027. But I promise you, if I'm gonna step up to the plate with another dogma, it has to matter as much as the other one. Because I've met people for the last fucking almost 30 years who talk about what that movie meant to them and stuff, whether they were raised Catholic or not. And it's crazy. I get it from all sides. There are people who are like, that's the movie that brought me closer to Christ. And I'm like, seriously? But that there are people who are like, that's the movie that set me free from all that religious bullshit shit. So I know the movie has weight to it. I know of everything I've done, fucking that movie has the most prestige to it, coolest cast, and had the most on its mind. Probably the most inventive, creative thing I ever did. So the idea of like, all right, let's do it again. I ain't going into lightly. And I hit a place where I'm like, oh, this is going to make it worth it. 15th anniversary screening of Cop Out. I heard from Tracy Morgan's in Cop Out. I hadn't spoken to him since like before he got into the Walmart accident, almost lost his life with truck and stuff. So his people called, they're like, do you want to talk to Tracy? He wants to talk to us. I said, fuck yeah, put Tracy on the phone. And Tracy goes, Kev, you having a 15th anniversary screening of Cop Out in New Jersey? And I said, yeah, at my movie theater, man. You want to come? He goes, yeah, I'm going to come to Jersey, get everyone pregnant. And he hung up. So since he was coming, I added him on to the fucking bill and shit, and we sold out. You know, fucking we $69 a ticket, we sold out. So place is packed. Tracy, unlike Justin, Tracy didn't just come for the Q&A. He came before the movie began with his family and shit. And he goes, Kev, I'm ready. And I was like, oh, Tracy, you're like 2 hours early. He goes, no, I want to watch the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. He's like, I brought my family. I was like, well, Tracy, we have a sold out screening. So every seat's taken. And he goes, move people. So we did. I'd go ask people, like, would you mind sitting on an apple box in the aisle and shit? Like, why? And I was like, Tracy Moore. He said, like, yeah, you can take my fucking seat. Go ahead. So we had the screening, and like, you know, afterwards he got up to Q&A, and he's a comedian, so you imagine he's got like 15 minutes in his back pocket that he could do to give a notice and shit. But he didn't do that. He got up, sat down on the screen, and he held court to the audience and got real with it, man. He sat down on the stage, talked to him the whole fucking time about like what the experience meant to him, being the lead in his first movie and stuff, dreaming about that when he was a kid. It was really heartfelt shit. So when it was all done, I told the audience, I was like, he's got another show to get to. Say goodnight to Tracy. They gave him a standing O and shit. And so I walked Tracy out to his car, man. And I was like, Tracy, I can't thank you enough for coming out. Our theater is a non-profit theater because we never turn a fucking profit shit. So like, you know, every penny we make fucking helps keep the lights on and shit like that. I said, but, you know, you coming tonight meant that we sold out. So we made 16 grand. As far as I'm concerned, 8,000 of that is yours. So you want that cash or check? And Tracy goes, Kev, you can keep that money for the movie theater. I got Walmart money now. And then no bullshit, he got into a gold-plated Rolls Royce and drove away. Ladies and gentlemen of Hall H, you had a good time this year. It means the world to me that you're here for me year after year, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con. I love you all. Good night.
It is showrunner, co-creator, and executive producer Chris Mundy. He plays Green Lantern in training, John Stewart. It's Aaron Pierre. Next up, Green Lantern legend Hal Jordan, Kyle Chandler. He is co-creator, executive producer, Damon Lindelof. Yeah. She plays a character you guys are gonna love her. Zoe is Purna Jagannathan. This guy, oh, you love him. He plays William Macon, Garrett Dillahunt. And last but certainly not least, co-creator, executive producer, Tom King.
Like Watchmen or Green Lanterns, or any of these franchises that we love, that we've inherited, and that we're the caretakers of.
I think we saw a little bit of that in that trailer, right? Yeah. Tom, I think you might be closest to the source material. How do you think Kyle and Aaron here embody these characters? What makes them the right choice for Hal and John?
Answer carefully. It's an excellent question, but just 1 second. Guys, I'm just a fucking nerd from Southern California. I used to come to this con as a kid. I waited in line for this hall. I started my career hand selling my little mini comic books on the other side of that wall, begging people for please to buy 2 copies. And the honor to be up here with these people presenting this fucking amazing, nerdy, superhero blast of a show. I just want to say how grateful I am for you people, for you nerds, for fucking showing up and being here. I cannot believe it. Kyle and Aaron are okay, I guess. I think, I go back with these comics and I go back to their origins and to their creators. And I think of Neil Adams and Benny O'Neill, who put together the first John Stewart, and sort of that rebellious nature of John Stewart, a guy who just won't accept the way the world is, who wants to push on it and change it. And that's who Aaron is. And then when I think of who Hal Jordan is, that test pilot, that Darwin Cook test pilot, that Gil Kane, that like never say die, no fear, always on the edge. That's Kyle, and them together is just perfect. It's absolutely joyous and wonderful. I can't speak highly enough of it.
No, I think that's one thing Hal has. He's already he's doing things that you have to have that mindset, that singular. I'm going to do this, and he carries it forth. And I think the fact that he was chosen by this brain also gave him a sense of confidence that goes beyond everything else. And then dealing with Aaron's character, he brings a practicality and an intelligence that Hal doesn't have. And the way we play with it, it just worked out.
Yeah, man. I think for me, I was having this conversation earlier today, and I said that if I had the choice to portray any character in the DC universe, I would still choose John. Yeah. I would choose John every time. I think that is largely because of his grit, his multifaceted personality and being. This is an individual who is a former Marine sniper and also an architect. Two arguably seemingly juxtaposed things coexisting in one person. I love how complex he is. My hope is that when folks watch this, they watch it and they feel a tangible relatability, and they leave with the thought of, if I can just figure out where to put in my Green Lantern application, and if I can just prove that I'm fearless, I can be rocking with those folks up there too. These guys, John wasn't born with the superpowers that some of his contemporaries and other heroes are born with. It's just heart. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things that I love so much about John.
Hey guys. Somebody left my email off the invite list for this panel. I don't know if you guys know this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big deal at Comic-Con. I've done shows like Castle and Thank You the Rookie, Firefly. There's a building outside with my face on it.
Yeah.
Legally, I'm required to be here.
Well,
I brought my ring.
we are thrilled to have you, Nathan Fillion. That nice little surprise there.
It's hot. Okay, so you're actually, Aaron and I talked about this because we both jumped on a different show together. But when you're jumping on a moving train, you're just hoping everybody's going to be cool and relaxed and really nice. And that's your day. You're just spend a day with these people. Everybody was very sweet, very kind, very nice to me. And then just before they say action, it's like a cloud rolls over and everything gets really dour and everything starts to sink down and everybody starts to brood a little bit. And then cut, and they're back. And everybody's like cool and get, want to grab a sandwich? It's kind of like that.
Nathan is a good friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, and a brother of mine. Not that it's a competition. That's a cute t-shirt and everything. But if I could just get the camera on me for a second.
You've got all outfits.
But you look good, brother. You look good.
T-shirt.
Record this on my phone. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to do this again, guys.
Shall we, gentlemen? In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let all who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Queen Regent Muriel, Cynthia Adai Robinson. The Sylvan Elf Arondir Ismael Cruz Cordova. And ladies and gentlemen, joining the cast for the season 3 is the role of Celeborn. Please welcome, Jamie Campbell Bower. And last but definitely not least, there are bosses, so make us look good, show them some love. Our showrunners, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay! Thing that's not a spoiler anymore, Gandalf! Daniel Wayman, your Gandalf the Frey. What does that mean for you leading into season 3?
Yeah, I mean, what a thing, and to hear people talking about it is just incredible. I've spent so long, it's nearly 6 years, I was working on this, and he wasn't Gandalf, and then suddenly at the end of season 2, I'm able to say it. It's been hugely humbling. I know how much this character means to so many people. The writing is extraordinary.
In this current moment in Numenor, we have Ad Farazon, my sneaky cousin, and Midiel is in exile, and she's in the west. And she is building a resistance. She's trying to dethrone this guy, along with a few other helpers in Numenor that you...
This wasn't in the script, but here we go. I played...
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I played football with Ed Sheeran, and I lied to these guys and pretended that he wrote The Shape of You for me. So the song goes, oh, I know, I'm in love with your body.
I said Jamie. Jamie! I had the privilege of
I'm sorry.
Jamie, you folded into our Middle-earth family flawlessly. Your work is gorgeous. We're lucky to have you. What was it like when you found out you were coming to Middle-earth?
First of all, hello, good morning. Wow. It was like incredibly moving, is what it was. I've loved this universe and this world since I was 12, since I first saw the movies. And coming to this, and the way it was presented to me was this beautiful space of love, and I'd been praying and asking for love, and it came forward, and I just jumped at the opportunity and did my self-tape with my brother on Zoom and sent it off to the boys, and they saw it, and we had a chat, did a chemistry read with Miv, who I've also loved for years. And then I got the phone call, and I was driving my car, and I burst into tears and FaceTime my brother, ugly crying, and yeah, it's felt like that ever since. It really has. I'm so grateful to be here. You guys have done an amazing thing, and it's just it's a privilege. It really is. So thank you. We're lucky to have him.
Not today, guys. Thank you. We're off the clock. Genuinely, you could go. You're crazy. You can leave. Take your time. That's just how that moves. You did great.
I don't know if I can. Threatening.
Threatening. Pivotal.
Days of our lives.
It's not one word.
It is for me.
That's hyphenated. Yeah.
Transformative.
I can't do it in one word, but I can say it will arrive exactly, precisely when it intends to.
Fiery.
And it's brilliant. You want one word? One.
I was just gonna say sparklers. Thank you guys all so much. This has been so unbelievably awesome.
And of course, kids, the man you've been waiting a long time to see. Give it up for the icon, the legend, Rick Moranis!
Where's Rick?
No, he was just walking with us. Rick!
Rick Moranis!
I know I saw him at the hotel pool. Yeah, he was.
I mean, maybe he decided not to come. He was with me. I don't know.
Hearing.
I thought I saw him trying to buy weed in the parking lot, I'll be honest with you. Maybe, you know what we should do? We have to comb the audience.
Yes, good idea. Great idea. Yes. Good idea. Here we go.
There it is. There, they're combing. I see it.
Over here. Oh, maybe over there. Wait, who's that? Yeah. Try again.
Do we have somebody?
Yeah, I think so.
There it is. Hey, lift your helmet. Lift your helmet. No, he ain't Canadian enough.
Try that guy.
Yeah.
That.
Lift your helmet. Lift your helmet. No, that's too tall to be Rick Moranis.
He wishes.
Wait.
Find another one.
Oh, there's that over here.
Where?
That guy. Try that guy.
Oh, try that guy. Hey, lift your helmet, man. Oscars. Give it up for the legend, Rick Moranis!
This is my first time.
It seems like impossible to think of considering you are geek royalty, man. Of course, not only Dark Helmet, but Seymour Krelborn, Louis Tully, the man, the most irresponsible father in movie history who struck his kids.
That's one of my favorites.
You are a part and a heart of this world, and a lot of us here in the audience, and definitely up here, you made our childhoods better, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Have you dealt with this many explosions in your career before?
Off camera.
Off camera, great.
Yeah, there's a few things that have gone wrong in my life, but yeah.
Yeah. Zach, you're best known for big, mostly more serious sci-fi movies. How did you end up on this quirky set of time-traveling misfits? Do you have a history with Chuck and Bill that got you into this?
I do. I have a history with Chuck.
I've lost count. Is it art imitating life or life imitating art? Or I don't even know where we are in that circle now. But yeah, I spent a large part of my adult life in some kind of comic book store. Or real, fake. It's all a blur now. Is this real?
No.
Are you guys here? I believe it.
Kevin, talk to me about getting that phone call, learning that this show is about you. Is that a surreal moment?
It was an email. So not quite as surreal.
Also, I practically been in comic book stores, so to have a show that is based there I felt at home.
Was there any time that you just opened a script, you're like, we're doing what this week? Because I did that when I was watching it.
Every week. Yeah, and we have a text chain, and so we were like, going, oh my god, did you read 2? Holy shit! What about 4? 4's insane. So fun.
Jim, thank you so much for doing a drive-by here. You were actually pretty involved in the show. Can you explain what you were involved in? Try not to spoil things. It's going to be hard, but there are so many cool things that you were involved in this process.
Yes, absolutely. As you guys know, I work for DC Comics and DC Studios, and
We know you, Jim. Sorry.
They had requested some DC characters to be involved in an episode, so we try to make that happen. Mr. Freeze is in the trailer, so
Spoiler! Don't tweet it.
Right? And it was just amazing that they were trying to do something that was true to our characters, but at the same time find comedy in it. And what was funny is we had scheduled the set visit, come to the set, and I just seen the dialogue, the script. And when I came to the set, I was just blown away. It was completely not what I was expecting. I was expecting a multicam setup where they were around, and then they start showing the visual effects that they were going to do and all the bespoke elements they added to the store. And then Bill and Chuck start talking about the overall arc of the 10 episodes. And I thought, this is super ambitious. This is completely not what I expected. It's like nerds going through Gulliver's Travels, and I was sold. I was like, "This is awesome. This is fantastic." And then some of the DC characters they have in it, I think, are some of the best versions I've seen of those characters, and so I'm super excited for you guys that are into DC to see this.
Here's a quick shot of preview night after the convention hall had closed. Pretty calm down here, but San Diego Comic-Con is not just inside the exhibit hall. There's so much going on outside the exhibit hall. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take kind of a look at all the different exhibits and off-site activations that were there. First up, we have the sign they were building on preview night for Avengers Doomsday. And now we're going to just take a stroll and check out all the building wraps and stuff like that were out there outside of the convention center. This was a really cool photo op with the Sentinel head for the new Wolverine video game. Even the trams were wrapped with stuff for San Diego Comic-Con. Next up, we have a photo op and a photo op activation for Widow's Bay. It's really cool. If you look closely at that crawl space, you might see a clown. And here we ran into the Comic Center at Pasadena. If you're familiar with Big Bang Theory, this is Stuart's comic book shop. We actually ran into this by randomly walking one night. So it's really cool to take a look inside and see what it is. We actually never made it into the actual activation during the day, fortunately. But still really cool to see. And of course, you have your Peanuts Super 7 store right here. This one has some video games. You can go play in there. This one was your eBay Live Edition Pavilion, so it has some really cool things in there to go look at. Your Paramount Lodge, if you're lucky to get an invitation, you can go and check out the Paramount Lodge. Fortunately, I was not lucky to get any of the invitations or get an actual pass to it. This silo activation right here was pretty neat. You actually was very simple, but man, the wait time for this was about 2 to 3 hours, which is ridiculous. And of course, we got a popsicle from a shark. Yep, for Shark Week. Yep, he handed me a nice cool popsicle. It was actually gross. I did not like the popsicle at all, to be honest. But it was nice to eat when it was super hot outside. Alright, there's a photo op for Shark Week with a giant shark in the little pond. We did try out the building for Scrooge and Marley. So here what it looks like. They did have some people coming out dressed in costume and interacting with the audience, but we did not see Johnny Depp. He was only there on Thursday morning, so unfortunately we did not see him when we checked this out on Saturday. Still, tons of people were waiting, hoping that he would show up. did run into his Where's Ben Solo billboard. And of course, American Horror Stories for season 13 had a big old ice cream truck and a photo op, which will come back later on in this video. And here was the Nickelodeon offsite. Now this had a huge line, about probably, I would probably say 2 or 3 hour wait. And all of it was a few shows, things for kids to do. This is mainly for children, that's mainly what it was for. And it actually had a slime zone that you wear a poncho and you would get slimed. That's, if it was me, that's the one thing I would have wanted to do. And then you got the Hulu Anime Ham section. They're usually in the behind the Quetch Center, but this year was up front. And it's pretty much like a food truck. You kind of get some free food and go snack on food inspired by the cartoons from Hulu. So like you had your Futurama, you had your King of the Hill, and Bob's Burger, and American Dad, stuff like that. I found Trogdor. Come on, that's the best cosplay ever. Got a bunch of Spider-Man hanging out over here. It was actually part of the Convention Center, and this is actually where they had a lot of the photo ops for the Star Wars cosplayers. I've never really been out here before in the past, so it's really cool to come and see a bunch of the different cosplayers. And with that, let's take a look at a bunch of cosplayers that we saw while walking outside the Convention Center. Alright, here is the full-size Porsche for K-pop Demon Hunter Derpy. This is really cool. I love the fact that they had the actual one outside. So that's San Diego Comic-Con from the outside. There was so much going on. There's actually another activation we never made it to. So, oh well. But yeah, that right there is Hall H. That's the line to get into Hall H right there for a Saturday. Ridiculous. For now, I'm just going to give you some kind of photo ops of all the different photos we took from San Diego Comic-Con.
Hey everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the different sites and the panels, the collectibles, the outside activations here, even some of the footage from the exclusive Hall H this year at San Diego Comic Con. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me on this little journey and recap of everything we did. In the coming days, I'll be having different types of videos kind of showcasing some of the swag we got, some of the items we bought, and some of the controversy that kind of happened here at San Diego Comic-Con. So keep that in mind. Stay tuned for future videos in the channel as we kind of wrap up San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Until next time, stay classy, San Diego.